Welcome to DC's Kitchen, Season 2, Episode 2, where my wife, the lovely Mrs. Corr, is making mole!
Hi everyone, I'm going to walk you through the ingredients for the mole. There are 35 total ingredients for the mole sauce, mole negro. Alright, so I have my oils over here, and then I have my nut butters, all the stock and broth and bouillon, a variety of chilies that are dry that will rehydrate. And then I've got some chocolate, I've got nuts and seeds here, all of the spices over here. And here I have my fruits and veggies, and then I have some corn tortillas. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep all of this, get my mise en place together. That's just getting everything measured out and ready to go, so it makes the cooking process go a lot easier and smoother. So I'll see you back in a minute. All right, as I'm doing my prep, my mise en place and getting everything prepped, I've got all the nuts and seeds and herbs and spices prepped. But I wanted to show you how I'm getting these dried chilies ready. And essentially, you remove the stem from the chili, like that. Just pull it out, and then shake out as many of the seeds as possible. And then you want to open the chili up. Just rip it. It's really nice and delicate, so you can. And then you're going to get as many of the rest of the seeds out. The seeds are, these are mild to medium heat chili, so it's not that they're spicy, but they might not blend completely, and so there's no need to have that in your final mole sauce. And then you see that it's completely cleared of the seeds, and I've done the prep on my other types of chilies here. I've already done that. I have one more to shake out. You shake relatively easily. Then I'm going to discard the seeds and stems, and you'll be all ready. And we're going to rehydrate these in a minute. So I just wanted to show you that one step.
All right, so we have this onion here that I'm going to be chopping up for the mole for the recipe. So we're going to use half of this onion, and I'm going to be chopping it up, slicing and dicing it and putting it in this bowl, or just leaving it here for Robin to use for the recipe. All right, so I'm going to put all this in here and show you guys how I slice my onions. Okay? I do that, and then this a few times. Then I chop, and I make sure my fingers are out of the way. Then I do the same thing on this side. Do some chops, like that. And got most of them. Got it mostly chopped up. And there you have it, an easy way to chop onions.
So now I'm going to toast up the chilies that we prepped in this dry cast iron skillet. And these will take just a few minutes. You want to give it 3 to 4 minutes to toast up. Check my time. And once these have that amount of time, we're going to transfer them into this Dutch oven and cover them with broth and stock and get them submerged and start the rehydration process. So after that happens, once I get those in here, and they'll stay in for 10 to 15 minutes, then I'm going to start my saute of my onions and garlic, and then I'll continue to move on to other steps. And I'll have you back. I've got in this pot, I've got some chicken going because I'm going to make ultimately some chicken enchiladas. So that's what's going on now. Now I'm about to toast up the nuts and some of the seeds and some of the other things that I have here, like peppercorns and cinnamon stick. I have some pecans, I've already got almonds in there, and here are the pumpkin seeds. So I'm gonna toast these for maybe about 2 minutes until I can start to smell these ingredients. It's a good indication. And I've got some rendered hydrogenated lard that is in here. And my onions that I mentioned earlier and garlic are just about where I want them, that golden brown color, nice and soft. The onion's translucent. I certainly don't want to burn that garlic, but I don't mind it getting a little color on it. And then I mentioned earlier also the rehydration of the chilies, and that's gone really nicely. So I'm going to add all of these ingredients into this pot, and I'll be back with you. All right, so I just added the sauteed onions and garlic right into the pot. And while you were away, I added into this pot some of the raisins and a bay leaf and sesame seeds. And so that's all toasted up, and I'm gonna put that in here. But I'm also gonna now add these different herbs and spices. So this is some Mexican oregano and some thyme. I've got all sorts of things here. The plantain that I roasted in the oven. I've got chili powder and cumin and allspice. I've got coriander and a whole host of things. So many things that I can't even think of all the ingredients that are here. So I'm gonna add all of that plus this into the pot and let it simmer together. I'm gonna char up these corn tortillas so I can add them to the pot. Just on an open flame, give them a little char on each side, and I have 2 to do. What I also have added to the pot are the charred Roma tomatoes and tomatillos, and I did those in the oven. I charred them at 475. So after I get these some color on them, I'm going to add them to the pot and let them simmer too. We're all done simmering all the ingredients together, and now I've moved it into this blender after letting it cool for a little while. It's still warm, but it's not piping hot, and you want to make sure that it's not. You don't want to put any completely hot ingredients into a blender. I've removed the center lid that can pop out, the center portion of the lid that can pop out, just so it can continue to vent since it's still warm. And I'm going to use just one of my kitchen towels that's clean to place over the top. And I'm going to slowly start to blend the ingredients together. And once this is done blending, I'm going to transfer it back into the Dutch oven that I've wiped clean. And I've added just a tiny bit of the lard in here, and I'm going to re-cook and warm the mole together. And then I'll be able to add the chocolate, the peanut butter, and tahini into it. And I'll check the heat level and see if I want to add some chipotle to it. So I'll be back. Okay, so we're all done with the mole, and now we're going to have a taste test.
Oh my God, delicious.